This truth might shock you. In 2024, the healthcare spending in the United States is projected to reach a staggering $4.7 trillion, which is about $14,200 per person in the United States. Get this, by 2028, the number will balloon to $7.5 trillion, which accounts for 20% of the nation's GDP. Now put that in perspective. What do we get for this massive investment? A healthier population? No, not even close. Today, 6 in 10 adults in America have at least one chronic disease. 4 in 10 suffering from multiple chronic diseases. Chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and cancer account for 75% of the nation's healthcare spending in the United States. But what are we getting for this massive investment? A healthier nation? No, not even close. And now the big question is, how do we get here? Now let's talk about the chemicals in our food supply. And one of the major culprits is chemicals hidden in our food supply. Processed foods are filled with preservatives, sweeteners, colorants, emulsifiers, and flavor enhancers. And all these substances are designed to improve shelf life, texture, taste, or appearance. And all these additives make food more convenient, but they come at a high cost to our health. The United States food supply is loaded, get this number, with over 10,000 food additives and way over 10,000 pesticide residues, all deemed to be safe. But are they really? And it doesn't stop here. The United States is also the largest producer of GMO crops in the world. 92% of corn, soybeans, cotton, canola, sugar beets, and alfalfa, I hope I pronounced it right, are grown genetically modified here in the United States. But the good news is, since 2022, companies now are required to label GMO products in the United States. You will see it as bioengineered. So go to the store, turn the package around, and read the label when it says where all the ingredients are listed. And if it says bioengineered, you're consuming a genetically modified product, which in my opinion, I would not eat. And the big question is, why don't we know more about all this? There's a reason. The United States doesn't educate the public about nutrition. Chemicals, sugars, GMOs can be traced back to the 1980s. That was the time when tobacco giants like R.J. Reynolds and Philip Morris bought some of the biggest processed food companies. They used the same scientists who perfected addiction through cigarettes. They made food as addictive as cigarettes by adding tons of processed sugars and the cocktail of chemicals. And here's the kicker. Did you know that the food industry spends 5 times more than the oil industry on lobbying? And with their massive cash reserve, they have paid off the FDA, the USDA, Harvard professors, and policymakers. They even helped create the food pyramid, which is designed to hook your children on unhealthy food from an early age. Our body is simply not designed to handle the chemicals, the bioengineered ingredients, the processed oils, the highly processed sugars, which are all found in our food these days. And as a result, the United States has the highest rates of chronic diseases, including cancer, type 1 and type 2 diabetes. And believe it or not, we have an obesity rate of 74%. And this is no accident. By making your children sick early on, they become a lifelong customer for Big Pharma, the food industry, and the healthcare providers. For them, if you think about it, it's a win-win situation. The more people that are sick, the more money for them. Think about this. From the moment a baby is born, they are placed on a pharmaceutical treadmill, starting with vaccines. So with everything you just heard, it's time to break free from this cycle of addiction, illness, and profit. And the first step, in my opinion, is education. Learning what's really in our foods and understanding the long-term consequences by eating these foods. And the next step is boycott all those processed food companies. As long as we, as the consumers, keep buying their products, we are funding their production, and they will keep producing until we, the consumers, wake up and we stop buying their shit. Go to the farmers market, support local farmers, buy organic, whole foods, that's real food. Stay away from all that, processed crap, everything that's packaged, and when you turn around and read the label and you can't even pronounce some of those words, stay away. That's not for human consumption, period. We're the sickest country for a reason, and right now with the highest peak ever in history, we never ever had so many sick children, in this country. It is completely insane, and we need to stop this craziness. Support companies that prioritize your health over profit. Eat whole foods, real food. Stay away from all the processed crap. We are at a peak like never in history. We never had so many sick young children in this country. The FDA approved to give statin drugs to children now. I mean, that is completely crazy. And they also want to put them on Ozempic instead of telling them and educate them on what to eat. This is how crazy this has become. That's why I felt so motivated to make this video, and I hope you share it for anyone that needs to hear that, because it's literally getting out of control. America, you can do better. If you don't do it for yourself, please do it for your children.